This is Skirmish League Live.
Hello everyone, welcome to SL Live. This is going to be a special edition. It's going to be a little bit of last week's matches and the postseason. I figured I'd give you guys a little bit of commentary and content since we're going to have the Super Bowl off this weekend. So right now I got two guests with me. I got Eric. Would you like to say something to the people?
What's going on, guys?
And I also have a new person to SL Live. I want everyone to welcome Kay.
What's up?
So I'm just going to kind of get into it. We haven't done these in a while, so we're just going to kind of go over what happened last week and talk a little bit about that and get your guys' thoughts on what happened. So last week we had Rejects over Glitter. And Kay, I want you to get – did you watch the game?
Yeah, I watched that game. Absolutely.
What was your thoughts on it?
Well, I mean, it was kind of a blowout, right?
Yeah, I mean,
a little lopsided there at the end.
Yeah, I mean, it was 76-36 with the MVP being Babel. What do you think Glitter's problem is that they started off the season really, really hot, and like I think they were 3-0 at the beginning of the season. Now they've just like continuously fallen, I think 4 straight, and each week it seems like they're continuously getting worse. What do you think has happened with that squad from your opinion?
Yeah, it usually happens over time, it seems like, in infantry. Like the past couple seasons, as the season's been going on, some people start fading away, stop playing, stop logging in. And then SBs during the week, I think, is a big thing.
Do you really think SBs hold that big of a priority during the week?
I mean, look at us. We're on a 2-game winning streak. We SB all the time.
This is true, but as I assume, last season's, I mean, this is the first time you guys have actually had a legitimate shot at making the playoffs, though. Do you think
true.
Do you think it's taken 5 seasons or 6 seasons for you guys to get to this point?
I think we'll get a little more in depth in that in the coming questions, I think.
Okay, all right then. Eric, since you were the previous squad, or since you were in that match, you want to tell us a little bit about it? What the hell happened, man? You guys were so hot at the beginning, and now you guys have cooled off. Tell us what's going on in your squad.
I think there's a number of things. I agree with KW in regards to activity. Because at the start of the season, it was really us against their squad for scrims, like every day for the first 4 weeks. And afterwards, we kind of faded away. Fausto hasn't really logged on at all. And I don't know what's going on with Focus Fire, bad deaths in the beginning. I think that all comes from the lack of getting on and scrimming. Honestly, I agree with Kay on that. And I think, I hate to beat a dead horse, but District's got to get his head out of his ass because he started so well this season. I mean, he still went 11-11 against Rejects, but he got cleanup kills at the end. So, I mean, in that actual match, it just went to hell, man. After the first 2 battles, we had Colossal raging on Vent, or Mumble rather, and I was just like, fuck it, Fausto, man, just take over. Let me focus on trying to kill shit. And yeah, so I'm gonna let Fausto lead from this point on. So we'll see if that helps.
Okay, that's an interesting insight into what was going on in that squad. What do you think? Do you think that's going to have a really positive influence? Because changing things this late into the game is kind of risky, don't you think?
I agree. It is a little bit risky, but at the same time, in regards to like a matchup against New Hope in the next week or 2 weeks, because we have the Super Bowl delay, I think him leading, he's much more passive than I am, because I like to push, man. I don't like sitting around and I get impatient. So if we're really in a tight lock for this last playoff spot, like I think we're going to be, even if we lose and if We Hate You Next still loses, if we keep it close, we still win by rating. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. All right, so basically what you're doing is you're kind of calling out District a little bit, telling him to get his shit together because he started off super hot, and now he seems to just cooled off a little bit. I figured adding Jeff to your guys' lineup would only enhance it and make it that much better, but since he's joined you guys, like, it's not his fault that you guys are playing worse. but that's kind of what it looks like right now. How can you add a strong player and you guys actually do worse? That doesn't make any sense to me. You know, so
Hey, I got a good question for Eric.
yeah, go ahead.
I just want to know if you're gonna be camping like a pussy, or you're gonna be playing like you're gonna try and win.
Whoa!
Whoa, I'm not leading, man. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Foster's gonna want to do. I want to fight. I always like to fight, so I don't know. It's whatever Foster wants to call, man.
All right, we'll go ahead and get off of that. We'll come back to that statement in a minute. Let's go ahead and get to the second week's matches. Did you guys happen to catch the Pussy Grabbers versus Raw Dogs matchup?
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it.
Yeah, them guys. You know what? Let me go ahead and talk to Raw Dogs for a minute. They went out there and they tried their best, man. And for that, I just want to give them props that they actually showed up and that they're still learning. And you know what? They keep on at it. I mean, just like Kay said, if you keep active and you keep scrimming, you're eventually going to improve. Anything you guys want to say to Raw Dogs? Because that was kind of a bad one. It was 105 to 11.
I mean, I've been in that situation before when I was on squads that didn't have too much talent. You just gotta push through and hope to learn something from it, and then maybe later on to get on a better squad as seasons go along.
And I mean, I give them credit. Aside from our second scheduled match against them, they've showed that every single game, even though they haven't won a game or haven't really been in it since you and Sov left, they've still managed to show up and have fun with it, at least by the looks of it.
Yeah, let me go ahead and talk about them guys. Being on their squad, they're a bunch of good guys. They really want to try. They really want to learn, and I did the best that I could to try and teach them guys as much time that I had with them. Overall, I really like them guys, and they did really, really well. Let's go ahead and get to the next match that we had this weekend. We Hate You Neg over New Hope. Eric, I'm going to have you start off with that one. Did you happen to catch the match?
Yeah, I was reffing it.
Okay, what'd you think of it? It's a surprise to me, to be honest. I mean, We Hate You Neg ended up going into OT with them and won in OT, 31-31 with the MVP being Killer.
Yeah, no, that one completely threw me off guard, but then I looked back at it and I saw 3K Werewolf Medic. You've got Joe in as a Marine, and just no TG, no Brillhart, no Kippa. I mean, no, not taking any credit away from We Hate You Neg. They played great. Killer played great. And so did Iron and OT. But, I mean, shit, I didn't expect it. Even with that lineup, I figured ESO, Champion, or Tryhards, they would have definitely found a way to win. Because they still had a decent lineup. You have ESO, Champion, Jordan, Treacherous is a decent med. They had DP in as well, who's not a bad Marine. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
I
It
think
was just a well-played game by We Hate You Neg.
I think Kippa not being there to give them guys like that real sense of like leadership really hurt them. If he would have been there, maybe it'd have been a different game. Because Kippa just adds so much leadership, and when you get used to that style, like it's hard to go without it for a little while. Just suddenly, changing leaders in the middle of a season can be kind of rough like that. So I'm gonna talk to the captain. Kay, were you leading that match, or who was leading that?
Yeah, I was absolutely leading.
Okay, so what was your kind of strategy going in versus New Hope? Can you kind of take us through what you were thinking throughout the game and anything stuff that stood out to you?
Yeah, just to start off, New Hope definitely didn't have their best lineup, but they still had Champion, ESO, obviously probably the top 2 Marines, if not maybe top 5 overall. But I just wanted to go around the entire map where people don't normally fight. I try to go north a little bit, try and flank around over around like Piggy area to where people like wouldn't normally expect it, and just take it from there. Figure out where they are, set up some flanks, put some good kills in.
That map was on EC, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, did you choose the map or did they choose the map? What went into that?
ESO chose the map. He asked me beforehand, "Hey, you want what map you want?" I'm like, "I don't care, man." So he decided EC, which was fine with us because we're pretty good on EC and or KR. That's about it, though.
Okay. Yeah. So you think those two are your most preferred maps then?
I'd say so, but obviously we're trying to practice on that shitty Apollo map too.
Whoa.
Shout out to Apollo.
Well, I like that Apollo map. I think it's fun. Okay, so why do you guys think you struggle on the other maps versus, the KR map and the EC map?
I mean, KR and EC, everybody knows it's been around forever. That new Apollo map, like I have like Judini, we have Judini Iron, who are probably new to that map. Everyone else has played a little bit, but I mean, just seeing KR and EC all the time, you get used to where everything is.
Okay, so it's more of a familiarity issue, you think it is?
Yeah, definitely for sure.
All right, sounds good to me. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what happened towards the roster lock area. First, let's talk about people jumping squads. I did it myself this season. At the beginning, I was a member of Raw Dogs until the playoffs happened, and then up until roster lock, and then I joined another squad. What do you guys think about that? Kay, give us your opinion on that kind of stuff, because it seems like you benefited a lot from that system.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, probably the biggest pick over the whole little roster lock was Iron. He stepped up huge. He's our best medic by far. And if I need him to Marine, he's probably going to be my top, or if not, top two Marine on the squad. Judini also, great guy to have on the squad. Very fun to play with. Decent Marine. Maybe he has to stay a little more in front, not try and lag behind, but great pickup.
I mean, I think Jerry has really taken all these seasons of being around some of these other players like M4 and stuff when he was on Bronzy Bears, and he's kind of taken a little bit of that information. I know when I had him on Raw Dogs, I could actually trust him. So that's a big improvement from where he was at, previously.
Yeah, I also just want to give a shout out to everyone who stayed put on the squad. I mean, we've had a lot of people leave the squad. Not
You
gonna
want to
say
call
any
some of them
names.
people out right now? No,
Don't
call
want to
them
call
out.
any names. Don't want to call any names.
Well, I'm
I
going to
know
call one out right now. And you happened to beat him last week, and I think Zach was the problem. Hashtag Zach was the problem.
he's one of them, but Zach's my dude. He gave me a reason why I left. I'm cool with it, but that's cool.
You know what? I took a lot of hate, and Soft took way more hate than I did. But I think Zach needs a little bit of this hate too. I think it was a little. You guys may have been a little
He's a
vindicated
scumbag
in
from
beating
New
him.
York.
That's true too. You can't trust them New Yorkers. They're shiesty people.
Hey.
Eric, what do you think about roster lock and penalties, and what do you think should happen? How can we improve the system, or does it need to change?
Um, I kind of like some of the ideas that have been thrown out there with the whole if for whatever reason somebody does leave before roster lock, they should not be allowed to play the next two matches. Um, so not only if salary stays around, not only does like a squad like New Hope miss out on or pussy grabbers, prime example, dumping people to pick up you and Saab. Um, if they dump those people to make salary room and grab you and Saab, right? You guys can't play for the next two matches. That hurts them in depth and activity, and they might have to play down or stick directly to sevens. I don't know, but I do like the idea of a 2-game ban.
That's a hard ban, no matter what, right?
Hard ban, no matter what. No NTs, regardless of whether or not they'd have enough to show.
So okay, that's an interesting point. I know. Let me get my perspective on it since I was one of those people that hopped. I told Break at the beginning of the season, I was like, look, since they made this season so long, I'm gonna take the first half off and try and have fun with it. I had a lot of fun with Raw Dogs and them guys. Tried to teach them as much as I could, and I felt like because the season was so long, the first half really didn't matter to me. So I was like, all right, well, let me take the first half off and go see if I can't get on a playoff squad for the second half of the season. So that's just my personal opinion on it. That's what I did this season. I had a lot of fun doing it. So I think a two-game ban would be very, very interesting. There's a downside to that too, but
That's also saying if we keep this like long ass season,
yeah,
I don't like the long season, primarily because activity still wanes down at the lower end, regardless of how many games we have to play.
yep.
So I think for all competitive sake, it would just be easier to do one match per squad and move on to playoffs, and then move on to the next season.
Okay. What do you think about that, KW? Because obviously you're benefiting from the longer season. I mean, you guys are coming off strong in the second half. You had a pretty weak first half, but you guys look strong right now. What do you have to say?
Yeah, for a squad like us, we're probably the most active squad, so that has nothing to do with it for us. But it definitely hurts other squads for sure. I mean, obviously you have New Hope having to have 3K NT for them, not having their best lineup either. Obviously benefits us though, since we're the most active squad. Everybody logs on almost every night, so it definitely worked out for us. I like
Okay.
it. Can't really
So
have a ban. There's always loopholes around it. I mean, you have NTs, just NT whenever you want.
okay. What do you think about season length? Do you think it should be shorter, longer? Do you like it the way it is? And what do you think about salary?
Season length, 2 games apiece for every team is fine. I like that. Salary, I mean, they could even just cut down how much you can put on there because there's some squads that are just stacked like crazy. I mean, our squad, we still have like 500 salary left to spend, and we're just.
Okay, so you would like to see, maybe cut down a player or two, or how many points would you think they should cut?
Yeah, I'm trying to look at it right now actually.
I'd probably
But I
take
mean, you can even
100
get
off.
yeah, 100, maybe like 1,200 total, I think. Because what is it at like now? 1325 or something?
Yeah, 1325, I believe.
Yeah,
But
1,200, I think.
okay, but even then, there's still loopholes around that. Like you'd cut another player and get another 10 player, and you'd still be at the same spot. The what it comes down to is if people want to fucking try and stack squads, there's always a way to do it. This kind of made them think about it a little more. But at the end of the day, it's still around. Would you guys agree that's a fair statement?
Yeah, I think it's even definitely evened out the playing field. As you can see, it's a tight race to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I think the salary cap, there's a lot of good points about it, and it did a lot of good. I mean, the gap it's I wouldn't say closing, but it's definitely not as big as it once before. I mean, you can see the playoff race kind of be exciting this season, where in past it really wasn't. Eric, you got anything you want to add to that?
Fair points.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get to next week's matches then. We have Glitter versus New Hope. I'm going to have KW's kind of start off and then go lead into that with Eric. What do you think New Hope needs to do, or Glitter needs to do, KW, to win that match? Can they win that match? Obviously, I know you're rooting against them because you want to see them get blown out by probably 150 so you can secure your playoff spot. But what do you think that match is going to end up being
Well,
like?
I'm definitely rooting against them for sure. I know Glitter is probably going to be camping, or at least they're going to try and keep it close to their base. New Hope, I've gotten some PMs from some of the guys on the squad. They said they're going to try and rape them.
Whoa!
So, just throwing it out there. I'm not going to say who PM me, but they're going
Whoa,
all
you
out.
can't,
They're
you
logging
can't play
everybody
this
on.
shadow government stuff
Fucking
now.
ESO.
Not saying who sent it.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and throw out a little bit of it since we're playing the Intel game here. I've been told that last week New Hope might have thrown that game to you guys. What do you think about that? Do you think that's possible? Did you
No,
notice anything?
there's no way they threw the game.
I mean,
they were up. They were up with 4 minutes left, so there's no way you can throw the game like that.
I've been told that they might have thrown that game to you guys.
That's treacherous making excuses. Let's not even fucking lie and say I've been told by somebody. No, we know it's fucking treacherous.
I'm sorry, Tretch. I'm trying to protect you, bud. My bad.
Zach's
He got
gonna be
me.
Zach, fucking New Yorker.
All right, Eric. What's your game plan versus New Hope? Obviously, don't give us too much, but they get the map choice. So what are you gonna do? I mean, you said Fosso's gonna lead, but what do you guys think it's gonna be different?
With Boston leading, I think we're definitely gonna be closer. Like our groups will be closer together instead of these wide ass wild flanks that I've done in the past, and probably no weed plays like I
Oh,
like to do. Thank
okay.
God. Depends on the map. It'll probably be EC if it's Kippa. Um, but yeah, probably just keep groups closer and just focus on turning on the first group we see right away. So that way Kippa doesn't have his chance to get like that solo flank or that random ass 2-1 thing they do, where they have a 2-man flank and then a solo flank with their main team. So we'll see. If we can pinch off one group, I think we can make it close.
Okay.
But
What do you think a score is gonna be? Give me a prediction.
Uh, honestly, the last time we played them on EC, up until the last fucking 4 minutes of it, we actually had them trapped in their fucking dropship, pretty much, and had it close. And that was with their better lineup in. That was with Kippa, TG, and all of them. So if TG really can't show anymore, or isn't going to show anymore, then I like the chances. So I'm still going to say they're going to beat us out. But I'm going to say it's going to be roughly, with Fausto leading, 40s to 30s, 40s to late 20s.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and call out District here for you guys to win. I think District needs to show up, not play like a retarded Buffalo or a brain-dead Buffalo. And he needs to not die first every battle like he's been doing.
I was going to give him a break for once, but yeah.
I'm calling him out. He needs to show up and play for you guys to do well in that match. Kay, you want to give us a score that you think is going to be for that game? The Glitter versus New Hope game?
Yeah. I don't want to go too crazy. I'm thinking something like Glitter 40, New Hope somewhere around like 90.
Whoa! Whoa, he said
not throwing it, not going crazy, but
all right. It might be a little bit.
I have hopes for New Hope.
All right, fair enough. I think the score is going to end up being 60-35. New Hope winning. You guys got to watch out for Kippa Monster. He's out there playing Marine now. He's got a shotgun that's super deadly. So you better beware.
Reminds me of Pax's shotgun.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get to the next match. We got Rejects versus Raw Dogs. Raw Dogs going to show up, I think, and they're just going to have another showing. Eric, what do you think the score is going to be for that game?
Man. Poor Raw Dogs, man. So, if they do show, I think Dave will be at least a little more merciful than Pussy Grabbers. And of course, Soul and Nas are going to show up to that one because they only show up to games that they can definitely fucking beat out the opposing team's Marines. So the score's probably still going to be 80s, 90s, maybe even 100 to 10, 15.
Okay. Okay, what do you think, man?
Yeah, without going too in depth, I just feel like Raw Dog just doesn't have a shot.
Okay.
So, but I like how Break Chain's still sticking around with the squad, getting people to log on. So that's good for the game.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm going to give Raw Dogs a little bit of advice here. Find a building and camp on it. Take some people out with you. Have fun with it. Maybe have Taco Stand play Ripper. I was against him playing Ripper, but what? That's what he's comfortable
Chevy
at.
was a monster against Pussy Grabbers.
I mean, hey, Liberty showed up. Nos, or Nosekeeper, or not Nosekeeper, Knob Killza, if he shows up again, I mean, he dropped 11 on New Hope, when they were getting blown out. Maybe something could happen there. So just keep showing up, guys. You guys will learn and have fun with it. We'll get into the last match of the week. Pussy Grabbers versus We Hate You Neg. I'm going to have Eric start off with that. What do you want to see happen in that game, Eric?
Oh, of course, I'm rooting against We Hate You Neg, so I'm hoping for a fucking blowout. I want Sov to drop like 30 kills, which he's capable of, but yeah, if Pussy Grabbers top Marines start and play and actually show up instead of playing like Uni or Uzo, then I see it being a blowout. I see it being roughly, I'm gonna quote K on this, 90 to about 40. Okay. No, in all reality, I think We Hate You Neg will play it a little smarter. Let me see who has map choice.
They have map choice.
So it'll probably be EC or KR. I don't see KW deferring here because he doesn't want to play on Apollo's map. So I think it'll be on EC. They're gonna camp around mid and try and keep it close, but I still see it being, in reality, 60 to about 30.
Okay. Okay, what do you think? What do you got? Without giving too much away, what do you think of what's going to happen during that match?
Yeah, like I said, we're going to play it smart. Don't want to give anything away. Don't even know the map choice I'm going to pick yet. Still got like 2 Sundays to go, so all we got to do is show up, play our game, play it smart, see what we can do.
All right, fair enough. I'm on Pussy Grabbers, so I'm going to go ahead and chime in a little bit here. I think they're going to play really smart. Alberto really likes playing on EC. If K's leading, they're going to kind of help each other out on that stuff. And they might still try and keep the score kind of low because it's to their advantage to keep the score low because that gives them a better chance of making the playoffs. So I think score's going to be probably, I'm going to go like 50 to, I want to say 50-30, but I don't think it's going to be that. It's probably going to be more low score than that. But we'll see what happens 2 Sundays from now. So, Eric, who do you have making the playoffs 1, 2, 3, and 4 seed?
All right. So, first seed's gonna be New Hope, especially if they win and Pussy Grabbers wins. Actually, let me take a look at the ratings on this one. I want to see if Pussy Grabbers can. If you guys blow them out and we keep a low score, I'm not sure if your rating will increase enough for you to take that number 1 seed. So I'll still keep New Hope at number 1.
Well,
Pussy Grabbers.
I think for New Hope to lose second, they have to lose to you guys.
Yeah.
Because we've lost 3 games, or they lost 3 games. So
they've lost 2, you've lost 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they lose to us, then there's that possibility. But it's going to be hard for us to beat them. So I'm still going to put them at number 1. Pussy Grabbers number 2. Rejects has 3rd locked in. So in reality, it's really the 4th spot that's up for grabs in fluctuation, and that's us, and we hate you, Neg. And I think that we will actually be able to squeeze by and keep our number 4 seed and play New Hope in week 1.
Okay. Because right now, what do you think about the tiebreaker decision? Because it used to be, heads up.
It used to be KD.
Yeah, well, no, it used to be heads up, and then it moved to KD.
Well, it was heads up, and I talked to Chris about it because I was curious after our loss, of course. So I asked him about it, and he said first it goes head to head, but in a season like this where you split the games, that becomes irrelevant. So because we went 1-1, it goes down to rating. Before, like you said, it used to be KD, but if you look at it then, we're still tied for KD. We're both at 0.8. We have 3 more kills and 1 less death, pretty much. Yeah. So it goes to rating, which we have fucking 0.2.
Okay.
So it's interesting. It's just going to be a tough stretch.
I'll tell you the truth. What I would like to see is if you guys are still close next week, I would love to see you guys battle out for that last playoff spot. They have you guys go one more again, have it a winner take all, and then boom, we move right into playoffs as soon as you guys get done with that match.
I like that, or even duels.
Oh man, I would love to see some duels. Duels for a playoff spot? That would be nuts. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get into what you have to say. What do you think the top 4 playoff squads are gonna be?
Yeah, well, of course, we got the top 3. I agree with, and then number 4 obviously is going to come down to the last 2 matches, which should account for a great Sunday of just infantry, which hasn't happened in a while. But as for the tiebreakers, obviously the rating is a new thing we've never seen before, so it should be interesting to see what the update is right after the matches. I'm sure everyone's going to be refreshing their page to see when Champion puts that in. But obviously I'm going to put us up there as the number 4 seed. It's my squad. Got to represent.
Palm curse is real.
It's real.
Now, do you want to get into a little bit of that drama? Why did Palm leave your squad?
No drama, please.
All right. I see you don't want to give the community something juicy. That's fine. It's your first time. I'll ease you into it this time. But you got Eric over there diming out my sources and whatnot, so it's whatever. Okay, so you think you're gonna make the 4th seed? What would you like to do? Would you like to duel? Do you like the system as it is to determine the 4th seed? Would you like to play them one more time? Give us your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I'd say definitely just a full match would be good. Even maybe like a 15-minute just to keep it short. Dueling, probably not. We got some bad duelers on our squad. I'm probably the worst out of all of them. I need people around me to try and get kills, but definitely maybe like a 15-minute match to decide it, if anything.
Okay, maybe that's something that can be worked out if you guys.
Or kind of like an OT setting.
Yeah, because you guys are statistically so close right now. I mean, if you look at it, it's Glitter has 39 kills or 339 kills, 414 deaths, .8 KDR, and a rating of 55. And then We Hate You Neg has 336 kills, 415 deaths, .8 KDR, and 58 or 54.8. You guys are so statistically close right now. It's kind of silly. So maybe you guys can talk to the admin or something, and maybe we can do something, or we'll have to go to KDR. I think it'd be a shame for you guys to split the season the way it is, and you guys kind of go, not having basically a chance to fight for it.
I'll wait to comment on talking to the admin until we see the final ratings.
Yeah, because if a squad gets blown out and another one doesn't, hey, there's nothing really you can say.
Yeah, but didn't We Hate You Neg play Raw Dogs and Glitter didn't?
Well, everyone, welcome Mecca.
That's true. We got a forfeit win, so those stats, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. We Hate You Neg
that
blew
should
them out by
be
what, like 50?
Something like that, yeah. So I think those
something
stats should
like
be
that.
considered in that too, but.
Well, how do you make that game up, though? Because technically that's the only game they were missing, and that was due to the transition period of the roster lock.
I think you take those stats out for those squads when you're comparing them.
Then it would totally screw We Hate You Neg. Them guys have worked hard for 7 seasons now, I think, to get to this point where they're on the cusp of making playoffs. And you're going to take that away from them, Mecca?
Yeah, but if Raw Dogs doesn't forfeit against Glitter, it's not close.
Another fair point.
The ratings would be way off because We Hate You Neg beat Raw Dogs 96-41.
A fair point. Kay, I'm going to give you the last word on this. What do you got to say, brother?
Yeah, with all that being said, maybe we just gotta suck it up and then beat Pussy Grabbers this weekend.
Oh, yeah,
no,
right.
2
That
weekends.
ain't happen. I'm sorry.
That's it can happen, man. You never know.
Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and put a lot on that.
Okay, we gave you the tools, man. Your destiny's in your own hands.
I'm gonna go ahead and kind of clear up a rumor that I've been hearing, Mecca. Did you guys throw that game Sunday? That's what word is on the street.
Let's just say we had ulterior motives than to win.
Whoa! It might be true, gentlemen. You heard it here on SL Live.
I don't know. I think Champion and Iso want to win too much to actually throw a game.
Yeah, I'll just keep it at we had ulterior motives than to win at that game.
All right, too good. We're gonna wrap this up and get a little bit about off-season changes real quick. I'm gonna go through. Eric, what would you like to see come in, if anything?
I like the idea, honestly, of a draft. Staley put out the idea of a 3-captain team, and he gave some examples. But if we were to do something like what he said was as captain of one team, fuck that. That's too overpowered. So I think if you do a draft system, you do a captain and a co-captain, one co-captain, so 2 people, and then draft from there. Get rid of the salary system, but with the draft, you still allow that competitive edge. And honestly, if people aren't gonna play, then they aren't gonna fucking play. I think if people have been playing this long, they'll still stick around for a draft season just to see how it works out. And in a trade deadline where you get those players, right, that don't want to play with a specific team, and you're not just going to keep that person around to be toxic and just not show and take up a roster spot, so you trade them.
Okay. So you're in favor of a draft next season just to see how it goes?
I am. Since we tested out the salary, we might as well test out the draft.
All right, Kay, what do you got? You got any opinions or thoughts on it? Anything you want to see in USL? This is your chance to talk to the community.
I mean, I don't see much wrong with what we got right now because I'm playing with the squad who I want to play with. There's not much more I would add or take away.
Okay.
The other squads might see that differently, but I don't see a problem with it.
Okay. Mecca, what do you got to say, brother?
I don't know about drafts. I know that people would probably still play, but I don't think they'd be very happy. I know there's a couple of people that I don't really want to play with, not because I don't like them, but just because playstyle and stuff.
Okay. So you think you want to get rid of the salary system completely, or what do you want to do?
I don't know. The salary system I think worked somewhat. I think it leveled the playing field a little bit because now we have. I would say that we have 3 or 4 good squads right now, as before we kind of had like 1 or 2, maybe 3 a season. So it's
I,
nice to have 3, and I mean I think Glitter or We Hate You Neg on a good day could probably beat New Hope or Pussy Grabbers if it came down to it, or at least keep it close. Where before, probably not.
okay. Anything else you guys want to see in the USL be added, taken away? Nothing?
Fix playoff tiebreakers, man.
Okay. We
Yeah.
talked a little bit about that. What I want to see happen, I want some new fucking classes in the game, man.
Yeah.
Give me AT. Give me
We're not
something to
bringing
play with.
elite, but I can see AT coming in.
I think AT is a good example of a pretty balanced class. I mean, it does do a lot of damage, but it's kind of short ranged. I mean, at
Monster
least let me
heaven.
test it.
Give LMG shotgun.
Oh, please
And-
don't. I'm fucking terrible with shotgun, brother. Give me a
Yeah,
law.
but who plays LMG this season? Like you,
Me and
Iso,
Iso.
and maybe one other person.
That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Fairfax,
I
the
think
secret weapon.
I think Sav played LMG maybe 1 or 2 matches. I'm not sure, but if you give LMG maybe a shorter reload time, because that's why I don't play LMG. I love playing it, but the time between rounds is ridiculous. You're just gonna die.
Okay. What do you think about, like, this is an idea I've brought up, AT, obviously I want that. What about a reductant sniper? To have it do like 70 damage. I don't ever want to see meds getting one shot anymore. That was fucking dumb to me. But like a 70 HP shot, have it reload a little bit quicker, maybe give them like one hand grenade and see what people can do with it. I think it would be different. It would be fun. It would change things up. You guys think it's dumb, silly?
I'll chime in a little bit. I actually like the idea of sniper. But instead of 70, make it do 60 if you're going to give them a grenade.
Okay.
I think 70 is still a little bit in a USL setting. I think 70 is still a little bit too much for the meds because again they only have 80 HP, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's a little too much to chunk down. So I like 60.
Okay. Kay, you got anything you want to add?
I don't know about sniper. Just might lead to some more camping, just so nobody gets hit. But it does play another tactic into it to have medics hide behind stuff more often. But you never know. Maybe change is a good thing.
Yeah, because I'm honestly bored. I want something else. Now I remember I kind of helped create these rules to kind of stop a lot of the gay shit from coming. Like 6 grenaders and stuff. But I kind of miss that stuff now, to be honest with you. I would have ran it all year this season.
Good
if I
days of
could.
SL.
Yeah. Mecca, what do you got to say? You always have good insight on this stuff.
I don't know about snipers because I think the space between the top and the bottom squad's already pretty huge. And say it's New Hope versus Raw Dogs, and all of a sudden we have a sniper like Champ or somebody who's sniped in the past, and we can hit a med for 60 HP right up off the bat. I don't know. I don't see it. I think, and a lot of people aren't playing med anymore. Like most of our good meds are either gone or went to Marine. So like we don't have a lot of solid meds anymore. Most of the top meds in the league are kind of just, they were maybe level C back in the day. So
Okay.
I don't know about that. I really like the idea of boosting LMG, maybe boosting Grenader, so quicker reload time, or I don't know. Like I suggested in one of the threads, maybe giving it a D Eagle or something like SL. Just something that has a little bit long range, so you don't have to just sit by a rock. Because nobody wants to. I mean, people do want to sit behind rocks, but
Grenader. But
in like an open field battle, if you're a Grenader, you're fucking useless. Where if you have the DE, say it does like 13 damage, like PEW damage, but it shoots just like it does in SL, at least you can affect the battle a little bit.
Yeah. Eric, what you got to say?
I was just gonna say if we're gonna boost Grenader or make a change at least, I like the DE, but we got to make those 40s more visible, man.
Yeah, I would be totally okay with swapping out DE for visible 40s, and maybe even giving Nader like long knife or something like that. Just something that he can protect himself with, Because shotgun doesn't always cut it.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll go ahead and say right now, if you increase the reload speed on LMG, that shit's going to be broke as fuck. Because right now, in my opinion, LMG is better than a Marine because you get a longer clip, you do more damage, and you shoot faster.
Yeah, but still nobody plays it.
I mean, that's because everyone's stuck in the meta. They need to expand their mind a little bit.
Yeah, partly that, but it's also the law. I mean, without
The
law,
law is big.
I mean, you can literally change a battle with a law, so a lot of people don't really want to give that up. Me included. Like, law is half my game, so that's why I don't play LMG, even though I'm probably a better LMG than Marine.
Okay, sounds good. Any other classes you guys can think of? I'm AT, but give me Flamer and I will wreck everybody because that was my class back in the day. Bring the Mike Yanish diver back. Have all the pub noobs come start wrecking people.
Okay, let's get a squad leader in here. Let's get Party STL up in this shit. Let's get Scout. So Isolation 2020. I mean, Eagle One Fox 2 can come back after I wipe his stats. Yeah.
No, on a serious note though, I just want something more to the game. We've been playing it for the same way for about 6-7 seasons. I mean, we've done things each season to kind of change it up a little bit, but now I kind of want to see us take that next step and maybe do a little bit of evolve with the classes a little bit, because seeing 6 Marines and 2 medics is kind of boring to me. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but that's kind of my thoughts.
It is getting old, and maybe that's another reason why population is dwindling.
Okay, you got anything you want to add into that?
Nah, I think what we got going on is good. It's
Okay.
Dying game. Changing it, I don't think right now is going to do anything good.
Okay, Mecca, you got anything else you want to add?
No, I think that's it. I think other people would rather just play other games, so I think you're onto something. If we make infantry more interesting, I think it will bring a few people back or get people to log on more than Sundays.
Okay, Eric, I'm gonna go ahead and give you let each of you guys do a final closing. Anything you want to say to the community? Kind of wrap it up. Give you a send off, shout out, anything like that.
Josh, I just want to say that you better wreck We Hate You, Neg, and in his words, rape them. About 90 to 30. I think I'd appreciate that.
All right. Okay, you got anything you want to do? Final send off? Anything? Anybody you want to shout out? Anything like that?
Just shout out to my squad, man. They've been sticking around this whole season for the past maybe, yeah, like you said before, 7 seasons. Sticking around, finally starting to win.
All right. Mecca, you showed up a little bit late, but anything you want to say? Anything you want to say?
Actually, I was gonna contradict myself earlier. I was saying if Glitter got another shot at Raw Dogs, it might make a difference. But We Hate You Negs differential on Raw Dogs is 66, and Glitter with 1 game is 1, so maybe not.
Okay. Anything else you want to say? Shout out, send off, anything like that?
Nah, fuck my squad. I hate them all.
Too easy then. All right, guys. I want to thank you guys for coming on. That's all we got for SL Live this weekend. So with that, have a good weekend. Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl really easy. So everyone put your money on them. With that, everyone have a good night.